Right, so this video is about the upcoming Splatoon 3 video, which is going to be released on the 9th
of September.
2022.
But this video is about the history and what we thought about the other Splatoons, or we remember what we're looking forward to in Splatoon 3.
But then the first Splatoon, which I had a quick look on when it was released, it was 2015. I can't remember the month.
About May 2015.
But then yeah, but like what I can remember of playing the first Splatoon game, obviously the games always try, the newer games always try to outdo the previous games. But one of the pros that I found with the first Splatoon was that whilst you were waiting to play a battle, it would give you a mini game to play just whilst you're waiting, which I thought was a good feature, because then at least then you're not just waiting there not doing anything. Which then obviously when the Splatoon 2 came out in 2017,
July 2017.
They took that feature away where basically you couldn't really do anything.
But what we found out, the Splatoon 3 demos when it came back.
Or the Splatoon 3 premiere, which was a bit of a demo.
So we hope that comes in the actual Splatoon 3 game.
You could actually do a bit of training whilst waiting for the battles, which obviously I think is a good feature of doing something whilst you're waiting for the other people to join. But then obviously with setting the character up in Splatoon 3, you will get to choose this or make a little bird friend. Obviously in the premiere we didn't really see anything. Well, apart from making the bird, there wasn't really anything about the bird, so that is a question of what that little bird does. Obviously with the...
Is it something for Splatoon 3 or we'd find out.
But then with the Splatoon 3, it was a Splatfest, which
went on for 12 hours, and normal Splatfest going for 48.
Yeah, which obviously, I mean,
just getting us used to what the Splatfests in the main game would be like.
Yeah.
Which I like how there was 3 teams. I like them to really put that in the thing, because then the half-time report, they could tell you what the scores were like in the first half, and then maybe you could play triangular backwards in the second.
Yeah. I mean, it is intriguing of what the full game will be like, because obviously with the premiere of the Splatoon 3, we would only be given a limited amount of stuff we could do, which was actually battling for the 12 hours, which obviously battling for 12 hours straight would be a bit of a pain in the neck. But
we played for 7 to 10 hours, so we were having quite a lot of fun.
But yeah, which is quite intriguing of what it would be like for the game. I mean, obviously
destroy them.
But then obviously, wait, let me just get a bit more comfortable. Right, but I mean, obviously, we couldn't really do a lot on the
So close to having 18.
But then obviously we could only really do so much on the Splatoon 3 premiere demo game. But then it is quite intriguing of of what could happen. Obviously, obviously with the difference between the Splatoon 2, which Harry's playing at the moment, is that obviously the square wall where you would normally hang out at the start of the game. Within Splatoon 3, it looks like the area is
a bit bigger.
Yeah, the area is a lot bigger. I think it's over. Is it something like three or four levels? You can probably go up ramps and stairs up to another level.
Yeah, I tried that. But with this one you can't.
Yeah, I mean it's all on one level. Well, apart from when you go on that salmon run, but then that's just going up a little ramp in the Splatoon 2. So obviously,
but going into the main thing, you don't have to do anything. If you want to like play a battle and it's Splatoon 3, you don't walk anywhere. If that's what the place looks like in Splatoon 3, oh, it's going to be big.
Yeah. I mean, it is. And then obviously with the premiere game that we had played yesterday.
Last recording this yesterday.
Yeah, on the like 28th of August.
27th for the 28th
yeah.
today.
Yeah, sorry, it's the 28th today. But the game we played yesterday on the 27th, I mean, it's like I said, you go into the pod to actually go to do your regular battles, pro battle, and the try battle. And obviously, I think there was also the option of having a private battle as well.
Where should they try out on Splatoon 2 today?
Yeah, but then saying that, it's like, unless you've got the 8 players or 7 other players to play with you, there's not really much point in doing a private battle unless you're, well, I mean, basically like us, or like us, where you would probably have 2 switches or 2 switches and 2 copies, where we would, which is how we do our hide and seek videos.
Which our only one was in September last year.
Right, that's the only private battles that we could have done, but then didn't really see much point in doing on a.
Kind of want them back now though.
But it is intriguing. Of seeing what the full game is going to be like when we do actually get the copies out that we've ordered.
I did quite enjoy how the Splatfests in Splatoon 2 as well. They've been brought in every game, and that's my favourite part about the Splatoon 2s. About the Splatoon. So when a Splatfest happens for 2 days, I'm like, yeah, let's spend most of those 2 days at home to try and play the Splatfest.
Yeah. And then it does look like if there's other obviously with the guns or the like Splatoon guns, you would have the super weapons where like rocket launchers or the like a Splatoon. It looks like we with the Splatoon 3.
That is a death place.
Well, it looks like with the Splatoon 3, they have brought in some new super.
I don't know why it looks so close, but
weapons, like where you can ride this sort of crab type device, which would blast.
Never played TV.
Yeah, right, which would blast a load of paint, or even like that ball thing you would run in and then blow up. It seems that this one of the super weapons is this crab thing, which can turn into a ball. You can roll around and probably even blast about 2 or 3 good splats of the ink or paint.
I've got a video that has one round of me doing that.
Mm.
Round or two of that.
And also, well, like also playing the like Splatfest, I think you could actually like continue playing with the players that you had played with in the previous rounds, and whilst you're waiting for the next round, I mean you can, I mean like we've like previously said, you can have a
But
little.
with those Splatfests, with this Splatfest, you could only play with your reason. With the other Splatfest, it was like the entire world.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, obviously, well, yeah, but I mean, obviously, the like a Splatfest we played, it was only a 12-hour window for each region.
This would be different time zones.
Yeah, so for each region. So yeah, I mean, it would have been good to play against Americans or the Asians or
Whatever we
Australians.
play against.
But I mean, that's something that we could probably like look forward to in the future.
In the actual game.
Yeah. But I mean, what's your views on the newer game then?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I liked how there was 3 teams. The first breakfast I never actually had 3 teams. Now I liked how one was Pepper, was like Team Paper, because like we have a guinea pig named Pepper. So like we chose that one and it was very similar. And like when we looked at the Splatfest results, I mean obviously Paper was the least populated one, but it won the most pro battles and got a second place. I quite like the changes, and I hope that pretty much all of those changes, if not all of them, can come into the main Splatoon 3.
I mean, it would be well, like it would be quite good to see. I mean, it would be quite good to see what other like a Splatfest would come out, because obviously.
So far, we've had every Halloween. We've had Trick or Treat. We've had.
I mean, could have witches versus werewolves versus vampires.
We've had those before.
Yeah, but then obviously that's only like.
How about any other like not Halloween or Christmas ones? Like any Christmas Splatfest, any other Splatfest?
Yeah.
Like what ideas would you have in mind that you might want?
Yeah, but I mean, obviously with the Splatoon Splatfest, you would only have the 2 teams.
That was the same with the first Splatoon 5, so hopefully this one has 3.
Yeah, so
any ideas that you have for any Splatfest names or maybe Nintendo might bring?
Yeah, but then I think that if it is a Halloween, obviously you would have the teams being like witches, vampires and werewolves. Or even vampires, werewolves and zombies. But
the Splatoon games are quite good.
Yeah. I mean, it is quite intriguing to see what.
How many changes it's had.
Yeah.
In the first Splatoon, I kind of came back to Splatoon 3 where you could like play before.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something to do before or
but
whilst waiting for the battle.
You just have a standard wait.
Where, you know, I mean, basically you could be waiting 5 or 10 minutes before there's enough players. Which then obviously waiting 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, you would then get bored, probably put the switch down. And then never really knowing on how long you're going to be waiting. You could be waiting 30 seconds, you could be waiting 3 or 4 minutes, and that 3 or 4 minutes, you're thinking, oh, well, I'll go and get a drink from the kitchen. Within that time, the game starts, and then you could be losing battle time. But then, whilst if there's something that you could do,
the game was good other than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Well, obviously with the like premiere, they wouldn't open up everything.
Oh yeah, I know one of those Splatfest ones. I think it was the last Splatoon 2 Splatfest at the beginning of 2021, where it was Superstar versus Super Mushroom. My theme there would like one of those Mario themed in Splatoon 3.
I think there was a mayo and ketchup one, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And there was a hot dog and hamburger. But then obviously I think that what they'll probably try to do with Splatoon 3 is instead of having the 2 teams, is having 3 teams. So it would probably...
There could be a Mario themed one where there's like, I don't know.
Luigi versus Mario versus Yoshi.
Mario versus Luigi versus Bowser.
Or it could even be a Star Wars one. Like the Jedi versus the Rebellion versus the Empire.
Or a Pokemon one.
Fire versus water versus fire type. I mean, or could even be a wrestling theme one. WWE versus TNA versus WCW. Obviously, you wouldn't even know who WCW is. But then whilst the younger viewers...
There could be a social media one. YouTube versus TikTok versus...
Facebook versus TikTok versus Instagram.
Or YouTube versus TikTok versus...
Twitter.
There could be those types as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean... But then I think it could be endless on what they could do within a Splatfest. Like 3-way battle.
And I hope that the Splatfests like acts longer, like 2 days instead of what they were yesterday.
Yeah, but then I think the one that was yesterday, I think it's just a trial, and then just to give everyone the hype of the game.
And if the Splatoons go like, I don't know if the first Splatoon had 1 day and the second had 2 days, because if so, the Splatoon 3 might have 3 days.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
If that's what's happened. It's a weird, I love that.
But then basically, I am quite looking forward to the game being like fully released.
We have ordered the games, which should come to us about release day.
Yeah, I mean, it could come after the release date.
It could come on the release date.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like...
The place is based in the US anyway.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the like a game stores or anywhere which does sell games, they'll probably actually have the game or a game within the shop a day or 2 before. But obviously, they can't really sell it until the like release date. I mean, many shops, especially when the game has a major hype on it, like
Splatoon 3 has major hype on it.
Yeah, right. But then when you have other games on the other like platforms such as Halo and other major games. I mean, when they're released on a certain date, some shops, whether it's whether it's CEX or the shop game or Tesco's or
Firestorm Games even, maybe as well.
Yeah, even Firestorm Games or anywhere which would sell these games.
Right. Well, I don't know what it's like for your country, but in the UK, that's what shops we could do.
Right, but then obviously these shops, right, they'll probably have the games in a day or 2 before, and obviously can't sell them until the official day. But then if a shop is open 24 hours a day, such as
or maybe they will have them in the shops. Because this will already let you get it, but they let you just get it on the Switch ready for when to release it with. Because with this Splatfest, you could download it and then, well, you could keep it on and wait for the release date.
But then obviously with shops, like in the UK, we've got a shop, Tesco's, where like many of the shops are open 24 hours. So obviously, if they've got the game in ready to be sold on the date, then as soon as 12 o'clock comes, that's it. I mean, that's where they can sell the game is from 12 o'clock midnight. So obviously the shops have got them in beforehand.
Your phone has about a minute and a half left for sports, George.
Right, so I think we'll stop this and probably continue talking about it at another point in time.
But until then,
Peace out and see you soon.